Okay, can you go sim racing on a high-end VR headset at 77 FPS? Look at that in the top right. I don't know if you can see it. I'm running at 80 FPS. Is there any way that I can get that up to 90? Last corner here. Oh my goodness, almost died there. Okay, in my quest to see whether you can run a high-end VR headset on a budget PC and graphics card, I've arrived at these settings. This is an iRacing. We are running MSAA, so we do have that anti-aliasing going on, and you can see the rest of the settings here. And my frame rate is holding around there at the moment, but we're going to go on the grid. We're going to do a race at Silverstone, and here we are, and things are a lot better than they were previously when there was a lot of jagged lines. So let's see how this is going to be. We're running higher car textures as well. If we can hold it above 60, oh, it's exactly 60 at the moment. That might be kind of acceptable. So we do have grandstands now and just a little bit of better graphics. Still, there's no big grandstand on the left here around Village. Oh, look at this move. Careful, 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 careful. And the level of detail is nowhere near as aggressive as it was previously. So, just as a reminder, if you're wondering what's going on here, this is a Pimax Crystal Light headset. This is a sponsored headset from Pimax. They sent it to me, but it is paired not with a beastly 5090 or 4090 or 3090. It's paired with a 4060 Ti GPU with 8 gigabytes of VRAM. It's not recommended for sim racing that level of VRAM these days, and we seem to be running at plus 60 FPS here in iRacing. I have to be honest, this is again better than I expected, throwing more detail at it. Whoa! Whoa! And I'm in VR, in iRacing, having a great time throwing my McLaren up the inside at every opportunity, even getting a 1X there. I mean, the detail in the cockpit feels about the same from what I had previously. Like, it's very, very, very good. It's very stable. The advantage has been that it kind of in the mid-level, the cars, the track, the objects in the mid-level are now a lot more kind of stable and anti-aliased, I would say, if that's the correct phrase. Stuff in the far distance, I don't really notice any change. So the benefit on running these settings is I'm sacrificing about 20 frames a second to have much better kind of stability of cars who are ahead of me like this and looking at apexes. So that is going to be interesting whether that's worth the trade-off. Like already, how many of you preferred, the previous settings? And how many of you would be like, no, actually, I want to have better graphics? It's very, very, very interesting. Like I say, the cockpit to me, and I'm being completely honest here, the cockpit to me doesn't feel any different than it was in the previous settings. That car ahead is now a bit better than it was, and definitely around here, like, it's pretty good around here, because here, the little shimmering, you know, is kind of feels like light reflecting on the car or glistening or whatnot, so I'm okay with that. There's a lot of detail in the grandstands. I wonder if my frame went choppy down there. Can't make out individual people in the grandstands, really. It's not like that, but I can make out here the turbos, the exhaust, sorry, and the grille of the McLaren, the architecture around the brake lights, the vent at the top, and the two little aerials. So I can make out all this detail. It feels super, super, super stable. I have to say, one of the things I've been most impressed about doing these tests is the stability of iRacing. Like, iRacing is just working incredibly stable. And bear in mind, I am recording this on my recording software, so the game is being recorded and a camera is being recorded as well at the same time. So the PC is doing a decent amount. So there is more headroom here, if you're wondering. So if you're thinking about getting a VR headset on a kind of budget setup, my days, you're probably going to have more headroom than me here. If you're not going to be running streaming software, capturing software. This is what's so incredible about VR. It's like, that really wouldn't mean much if I wasn't in VR. So we go through farm. Lovely. And again, come on. By the way, I've just noticed I've got the driving line on. It's because I did a fresh install of iRacing here. So if you're wondering why I've got driving line on, don't worry about it. I'm not really looking at it. It's just, literally a fresh iRacing install. Gonna send it. Get it stopped. Yes. So if you have a PC with a GPU like this, you can get this kind of experience in iRacing, which is pretty mad, pretty insane. 288 fastest lap. Susan. Oh, that would have been an audacious move. Back out. So we're still running FPS-wise pretty good. I have to be honest. Oh, sorry, bro. Now, there's not a massive pack of cars, and the cars feel nice and big, which is what you want. You want the cars to feel big. I mean, this kind of stuff is awesome. Imagine being in voice chat right now. This is awesome. This is absolutely incredible. I love this. This is very therapeutic. Oh, sorry. It's amazing. I can just feel where the front of my car is, just naturally. I can't see it. It's a bit like the front of your car that you drive at home, probably. It's just, this is awesome. This is really good. This is a nice little setup we got here. So awesomeness. I do want to mention comfort. I do think the pimax Crystal Super is more comfortable than the pimax Crystal Lite. For me anyway, the pimax Crystal Lite just sits a little bit on my nose. And I think I could tighten the top strap, but then I might get some sort of pressure elsewhere. The Super is just a little bit more delicate around the nose. I think they both weigh the same though. So what happens if I try and drive properly fast now and catch that blue car? Oh, we're going to miss the apex there, which ain't the one. Over these curbs, down the gears, try and get close to that curb. First gear, don't mind a bit of wheel spin there. Try and get in here and then on the power, a bit tight. Oh, kicking in the TC, cut this one. On the power, there's the blue car. We want to get them. 2 for the taking here. Second gear, push out. Do you see there the way that the car pushes and you really feel it in VR? The frame rate is very stable. Like, yeah, 120 is obviously going to be amazing. 120 right now would basically be the best sim racing experience you could get in the world. 120 FPS in VR. I really don't think it gets better than that. But running this at, you know, let's call it 60, is really good. But I'm not as sensitive to the graphics. Like, the graphics for some people might be like, oh, I don't want to. Bro, my guy. That was probably my fault. The interesting thing with the graphics is you look over there, look at the cars coming out of Stowe Corner. You can see them, but there's level of detail, there's kind of like lack of clarity there. But then as they come here, you get more clarity. But then you look over here, how detailed that barrier is, how detailed the fencing is here, even with the rust. You can see the rust on it, and then in the cars as well, you can see, I mean, this is incredible. I feel like I could reach out and touch it. So the clarity close up is just unbelievable. Like really, this is the crazy thing about, you see I'm even trying to touch this wheel. That's awesome. It's just about the long distance, which I'm sure I can tweak. Hopefully you're finding the series helpful. Let me know what you want to see me do else in the pimax Crystal Lite. Just taking it off and showing how it exists in the real world as well. There it is. Very interesting. Wow, it looks really good on the screen. It looks better on the screen, actually, than it does at far distance than it does here. In the headset, I think maybe the render resolution, it becomes a bit sort of like more, imagine like a heat haze. So that might be the internal render resolution. But yeah, I mean, pimax Crystal Lite on a 4060 Ti. So hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.